Hi guys, and welcome back to another Show on the Buffalo video. Hope you've all been well. And today we are covering the most recent big event winning deck. That is the PikaRom Mewtwo deck that was played by Zach Lesage to the winning place in the Players Cup 2 final, which he beat another PikaRom variant in the final that wasn't using Mewtwo. I don't know how much the Mewtwo really changes that mirror match per se, but all I can say is that he had to both reset a bracket and then win the next best of three to actually become the winner of that tournament. So congratulations to him, he did really well, and this is the deck. So I'm just going to skip through it really quickly. We have a lot of support Pokemon in this deck: one Crobat, double Dedenne, and Eldegoss. We have Bolton V as a support attacker, along with Vikavolt V just for the store matches where you want to prevent them using items. It can also serve as a decent just chip damage and also prevent them from using items just while you build up yourself for another turn to be able to get off your full blitz, your tandem shock, whatever the case may be. So the main two attackers in this, well, the main three attackers in this deck are Mewtwo and Mew GX, which has the ability to perfection, that can use the attacks of any GX, will discount EX. This is on the bench or in the discard pile. And then the two attackers that we use for that are PikaRom, which is Pikachu and Zekrom GX, that has full blitz, that can accelerate 3 energy from the deck and does 150 damage, and has a ridiculous GX attack that hits for 200 damage, and if you have all 6 energy, it can also inflict 170 to the bench, which helps KO Dedennes on the bench, or say Zacians that you may have already hit with Paralyzing Bolt, which would then be at 170 health, hits them, and any excess damage that you haven't quite finished off. So, so for example, if you've half KO'd something, you then Boss's Order something off their bench, bring it into the active, tag bolt the active for 200 damage, hopefully KOing that, and KOing the thing that you was planning on two-shotting anyway for a mass amount of prize cards. We have Raichu and Lone Raichu GX, or Choo Choo GX as it'll be referred to, with Tandem Shock that does 160 if it became active this turn, and it does also paralyze your opponent, and Lightning Ride GX, which can hit for 250 if you have 5 energy on it in total, or 5 energy on the Mewtwo and Mew GX, which may be the case. Some decent amount of consistency cards in the in this deck. So there's a total of 7 Pokemon searchers, which are Quick Ball, which searches you any basic, Electromagnetic Radar, which searches your GX lightning types, and a single copy of Cherish Ball just from some additional consistencies to be able to find the PikaRom to put it in the discard pile, or the Raichu, or just to get your Mewtwo set up. From there we have Double Reset Stamp for some disruptive based cards, and to complement that we have the 4 Crushing Hammers to deny our opponent's energy. We have Energy Switch, so we can surprise tag bolts out of nowhere, or just move the damage off, move the energy off damaged Pokemon. 4 copies of Switch to help with the Tandem Shock every turn, and the 2 copies of Air Balloon to help with that as well. We have 2 Chaotic Swells to prevent things like Power Plant, and to also prevent big, or potentially big, Prism Star stadiums that our opponents may play in the form of both Wondrous Labyrinth and Black Market Prism Star in the Eternatus matchup, although not a lot of Eternatus players play that anymore. And then for the supporters we have 3 Boss's Orders, 4 Marnie, only 3 Research, and a copy of Team Yellgrunt, which is another disruptive card to help deny your opponents of energy and to potentially stop a turn 2 Altered Creation. All these cards like Crushing Hammer and Team Yellgrunt are just basically to prevent that turn 2 Altered Creation. And then for the energies, just 3 Speed Energy and 10 Basic Lightning, because Speed Speed, Light and Energy, as good as it is, obviously doesn't get its full effect when you attach it to Mewtwo and Mew-GX with it being a Psychic type, so it's more important to have more of the basic energy so that you can attach them, and they're also less susceptible to things like Dangerous Drill and the Giratina that is popping about in some decks. So that's the deck list, and we'll be right back with some games with the PlayersCup II Winning Deck. So we are here for game 1, and with the coin that my opponent's using, it looks like it could be, and the deck box, it looks like my opponent could be playing ADP. We don't have a great start here, unfortunately. And we are just, if we don't get more wilds turn 1, we are just going to shift this entire hand to the discard pile with the Dene and try and go somewhere from there. My opponent does foolishly attach the water, which we do have the Crushing Hammer for. And even if it does more wireless turn 1, we do have at least speed energy. We see a Crobat for 1. That's unfortunate for my opponent, but... And we do top deck the Tapu Koko, so that is brilliant. And we will just shift this entire hand because we do need to find Switch and Energy card for... Well, that's just not it, is it? For our Boltons. So we'll attach this here at the very least. And my opponent didn't have a lot in their hand last turn. I feel like we could attach this because we've got Koko anyway. So we'll put this down. Did just find us more supporters, which we play another Dedenne and a Crobat, so we don't mind losing them. And we do at least get the Boltund, but we don't really have much else, unfortunately. So we'll pop this here. We do play energy switches in the deck, so we don't mind attaching these here. And we'll go for a turn 1 Electrifies the Raichu, which isn't so bad. Especially as it already has an energy on it, so... And we could be Tandem Shocking as early as next turn, which in itself, minus the Crushing Hammers in the deck, is somewhat disruptive. Because obviously it stops them from being able to Ultimate Ray next turn without having to find additional switch cards and such. So we do see a Marnie from my opponent, which puts the energy back in the deck, which is fine. Again, we do play energy switches, so we could find ourselves in a situation where we may be able to full blitz next turn. It's very unlikely, but yeah, not with this hand it's not. So ideally here against ADP, you never really want to be putting Dedennes in play, but now I need to find Crushing Hammers as soon as possible and such, so it's just one of those things. And we finally have ourselves a Mewtwo, which is good. We'll attach this here. We will Cherish Ball for the other Dedenne, and we'll simply be using Tandem Shock. I think I will put this other Bolton down, because Bolton does serve as a really good attacker. And we don't find a whole lot, to be honest. Crushing Hammer to get rid of the energy is Swell. And I think being able to stop my opponent finding any more energy, the Chaotic Swell here is good. So we'll play that. And we'll also energy switch from the Dedenne to the Mewtwo. And we will simply Tandem Shock. So effectively, because we have the Raichu and Lone Raichu in play, it means we can back-to-back Tandem Shocks because we do have a switch in hand, and my opponent is simply attaching to this ADP. which is still going to get tandem shocked anyway. We do see tool scrappers on our balloons, which is not fun, but not much else to say about that. And we will go here, switch into this. We will quick ball away the reset stamp to get ourselves the Pikachu and Zekrom that we do want in the discard pile. And we will simply Professor's Research. So because we did find the the PikaRom, we could full blitz, but we're not going to because we do have another switch in hand. So we are going to tandem shock, seeing as how we did not hit the crushing hammer to get rid of this energy. We have a lot of our energy already on board, so we're probably going to see an attach here and a switch, I imagine. My opponent too late on finding that Mawile, and a switch, I would assume. But no switch yet. So he's digging for the switch. And most of these builds do play 3, and he's seen a lot of his deck. So you'd think he'd find it. If not, and we have no crushing hammers left, so this is safe to alt his creation next turn. Which is fine. We'll go into this. Because of the Fion. Because we do have the switch in hand. And we are going to switch boss KO this. My opponent, for some reason, didn't attach the Vitality Band that he had here to the station, which is going to be an unfortunate loss for him. And simply an Intrepid Sword. So this is fine. We are down 1 boss, we do play 3, so we are just going to boss this in, switch into this, and full blitz for the knockout. Exactly 310 HP, which is what it adds to the charm, and yeah, my opponent concedes. So my opponent was not finding stuff quick enough, and I was just putting on extreme pressure, despite the fact that we started with a bad hand ourselves. But sometimes consistency can just do that to your opponent. The pressure and the crushing hammers, they didn't really have much choice. So we've had some unexpected trouble with ABS, where it just closed down out of nowhere and totally wiped the record that I just made of the last game, where I, in spectacular fashion, absolutely obliterated an Eternatus player. Seems there's going to be no such luck with this hand, unless we find a quick ball. And we are against ADP. Another very popular deck that was played a lot in the PlayersCup II final rounds. So we will draw a card. Well, I was really hoping for a quick ball, but it's no success. So here we could poke for a little bit with Vikavolt, because we do have energy switches and we are getting rid of 2 energy. We do just want to grab the PikaRoms out of the deck. Attack speed energy here, potentially. We do just see an Intrepid Sword, so we do need to get rid of this. And we do also need to find ourselves a Marnie, potentially. So we will get rid of this and this. This, thank you, deck, for clicking. Thank you, game. And we'll see what we've got. So I think we are going to go for a research. We only have 1 Boltund in deck. We've got the 4 switches. We have no, did I say no air balloon? We have none of our air balloons available to us. We have, oh no, they're there. So we've got our air balloons as well. And we do have a crushing hammer prized as well. So we get these, and we have access to all of our Pokemon, it seems. So yeah, we'll just jump these into the discard immediately. I think we are, if we are going to, oh, we've also prized the speed, light, and energy as well. I think if we are going to be able to electrify this turn, we do just need to research here. We do have this. We can get rid of the Team Flare Grunt because we have Dene. But are we going to be able to find our Boltund? It is not looking very likely. So we are losing a switch here. We do hit our heads on the Crushing Hammer, which is brilliant. And this is looking rather tragic. So we'll attach here. We'll Crushing Hammer again. It's no such luck, and we'll just put this in play and pass. Do have a Metal Saucer from my opponent, so can he straight up, oh well I was going to say straight up hit us with the Brave Blade into my PikaRom, but that is not the case. We are losing another Boss Swords here, so it's not going well. Yes, we do want to use Dene. We do finally have the attack, the Electrify with the Boltund, finally. Only took us 2 Denes and a research to make that happen. And Vikavolt has 3 retreat. I did not know that. So we are going to have to research again and lose our 3rd Boss Sorters. But thankfully, we do play switches and stuff. We do play Eldegoss to get a boss back at the very least. So my opponent probably plays Crushing Hammer himself, and we are down a lot of energy, so we are just going to have to play this Tapu Koko now to get some of those energy back into play. And I think it's just an Electrify here. We are working with minimal resources here, unfortunately. And we need to find a Marnie or a Reset Stamp, because my opponent's hand is huge. So we see an Energy Spinner. Is he going to go for, well, nothing apparently. I don't know what the play is there. I suppose he's looking for turn 2 Alter Creation. Wow, he's lost both his waters. So I don't foresee my opponent using Alter Creation this turn unless he is one of the decks that's playing 3 of the water energy. So it's going to be quite the struggle for my opponent. I'm probably going to see another Dene here. Yep, because my opponent is wanting to take a knockout on this, which I'm totally fine with if he takes a knockout on this, because it doesn't really help his game plan. He's playing Skylar, a very unusual card to play in this deck. I suppose it does grab your Metal Saucer. And it does look like my opponent's just gonna, yeah, very unusually take a knockout on Dene there. So we are going to go here. And we do have this. We have this to attach and draw some more cards. We do finally find a Marnie. We'll put ourselves another Mewtwo down and we'll just Marnie the hand away. I was hoping that we would keep an energy in deck to get the most value out of Full Blitz, since that we've lost so many energy already, but that does not appear to be the case. So we will Full Blitz. Get the 1 energy for the Mewtwo. So that's somewhat tragic, but we can Marnie again next turn, get the energy back into the deck and still charge up. Opponent going to use another Zdane. No, going for the possibly Alter Creation. No, he's just going to energy switch onto this and attack with this. Probably got the switch in hand. If he retreats this, I'd say that's a very bad idea, because we do have enough energy in place to take a knockout with the Bolton V. Scar's the ADP, so totally not going with the play of Alter Creation in. My opponent's playing all 3 tools, so it's a very unusual build of ADP, it's got to be said. I wonder if we'll also see the Leon that we see in the ADP deck that was played in the Players' Cup. So a failed Mawile, we love to see it. And just one more clogged bench space. We do see a switch. And hopefully we don't see a boss, which we don't. So this turn we need to find quite a lot to be able to stop this. So we will attach here and we will simply, oh no, we need to switch into the Bolton and we'll Marnie. So we have put ourselves on a bit of a clock, but it's not too much of an issue. We will keep an energy in play by switching this to here, just in case they do try to knock this out for whatever reason. And we will, I think Bolt Storm does take a knockout. It does indeed. So we didn't find any more Crushing Hammers, unfortunately. I think we might have used them all. We have one left. But this is my opponent's only threat in play, and he is down 2 sources already as well, and it is simply a Brave Blade. So we have 1 reset stamp left in the deck. We are going to try and find it this turn. We do need to find it this turn. We do have the Whimsicott, so we'll Charge Ball, just see what's in the deck. We will attach here, and we'll Crobat for 2, because all my opponent's Pokemon do have R and KO range of stuff, so yeah, we'll Crobat for 2. We do have the boss orders, we finally see the reset stamp, which is good. And oops. Yeah, we will simply Full Blitz. So, oh, don't know what's going on there. We do find a way to Marnie next turn, but we do have Eldegoss for boss and switch for Tandem Shock into this. So because it's not got a big charm on it, we can just KO it, thankfully. So we see the Metal Saucer. Does he have a Dino or Crobat in hand? No, he doesn't. So we will simply switch into this, and we will find our Eldegoss to find us our last boss. And we will take a knockout on this, and that will be game. We will Tag Bolt it, because that is the signature move of PikaRom. So, it shows that this deck has so much utility, with the Mewtwo serving as both of your main attackers in one card. Has so much power to be able to, or so much versatility to get you around pretty much any situation there, which is absolutely brilliant, being able to Tag Bolt or Lightning Rod or Tandem Shock or Full Blitz. It's a card with 4 attacks basically, which is unheard of in the game. It's never been printed in the game. So that's it for the deck. That's it for the deck anyway. That's it for the games, and I'll be right back with the deck list. So this is a deck list again. If you've loved PikaRom and loved playing PikaRom since it originally came out, all the way back in Team Up, then definitely give this version a go. I mean, it won the biggest tournament to date, or one of the most important tournaments to date anyway. Battling through so many vicious decks, loads of different variants of ADP and Baby Blondes even, and things like that. So it shows just how good this deck is. Full Blitz being able to take not Full Blitz, Tag Bolt being able to take additional prizes is just a silly attack, and it has been since Team Up, and really Pokemon would really have to go out the way to print a card that's much better than this. Like, it just does everything, and the fact that Mewtwo can be able to have 4 attacks at any one given time gives you so much utility, and the power that Boltund has, the raw power from being able to Full Blitz once and increase Boltund's damage output by 90 in itself, even before the original 3 energy that it takes to Full Blitz. So that's 180 plus any other attachments you've made on that actual turn, gives you a Bolt Storm of 220 damage because it's 10 plus 30. Deck's insane. So if you liked the video, please drop a like on the video. That'd be absolutely brilliant for me. If you've not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that, and make sure you click the bell as well for additional content. And I will be very soon doing the next video for the budget series that I've been doing. So for now, stay safe and peace, guys.